listening. Ellie here. I've got a little bit of time on my way to my next client, cleaning, and I like this time in my car to focus on driving safely first and foremost, and also process, share, first and foremost release for myself to be with me and where I'm at and the thoughts and feelings that pop up, and document it, why not, and then share it if I feel called. A little check-in with myself, with whoever may be out there listening. So yeah, thanks for listening, thanks for being here, taking the time to be with me, even from afar. And it's not the same exact present moment, but it's my present, which will be in the future, but is also the past, and then it's your present moment, which is the past and also the future. It's like all at once. Time is crazy, isn't it? It's so fun how life is, and also it can be really not fun and quite tragic and painful and intense and uncomfortable. It's all about balance, because one without the other, we wouldn't know as much. And I do believe at a certain point, once you're aware of like the intensity of pain and grief and all that, and then there's like knowing beauty and love and truth and goodness and connection and all these wonderful things, I believe in the future we'll be able to just be in that one state of that, and you know, we've been trained and programmed to believe the world is a certain way, and that this is the way it is. It's a little more rigid and fixed, and not as fun sometimes. You know, it doesn't take into account miracles and you know, the mystical realms that we cannot scientifically define or prove. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That doesn't mean that we can't, in the snap of a finger, end up in a different reality and world where there is no taxes and no cancer and no things that don't make sense and that aren't in alignment with harmony with life, you know, because in this realm there is death and life. Like they go hand in hand, and one without the other, you know. But I think that there is also spaces and places where it is just life, and it is paradise, and it is home, it is heaven. It is that place that, you know, we've been told about in certain ways, and even the charge behind heaven and how to get there is different than the way that I'm looking at and wanting to speak on. So I just want to remind you that this is possible. Miracles exist. God is real, and whether you want to call it God or like spirit, source, just that creative life force energy, that is factually, objectively, quantifiably, I can prove it. Maybe I can't 100% prove it right now, but I know it, okay? And whether you trust me or not, I trust myself, and I know that I know this, and I'm speaking from a place of deep conviction. And so whether you want to believe me or not, that is up to you, and I cannot prove that, force that, and that's all right. So I believe in the power of love and truth and connection and life and humanity, and the power of you and that which is greater than humans, that is also within us and around us. And I believe. I'm a believer. So, you know, and the church is the earth church. It's the church of life and tending to our planet and the people on it and the critters and creatures and friends and all of it. But, you know, that's the tricky thing about nature, right? Because in nature, it seems that in order for one thing to survive, something else has to die. Okay, so the realm we're living in is fueled on death, and that's where things are like, oh man, it is like a world without that would be nice. A world without, you know, different creatures having to feed off other creatures, like, that'd be nice, right? Not having to die and eat something, or, you know, even like a plant, if you pull it from the ground, or you know, you're killing something. It's like, in order for life to exist, there is death, okay? Right? We can agree on that, okay? Maybe not forever in all the ways and places, okay? I don't know. I think it's fun to imagine and pretend and be, you know, maybe not pretend. Or even, yeah, we can play pretend. And that sounds more fun than being like, this is the only way, and this is what it will be, and, you know, the more pessimistic worldview. I like to play and imagine a new way and a new world for all of us to exist on, in some plane and dimension and way. So I just want to, that's coming through. Also, I recently dyed my hair purple, and I love it, and it makes me happy. And I look in the mirror and I think, how did that color get there? Wow, that's wild. That's not a great place to have your car. That's kind of, okay. That's not what I think when I look in the mirror. That was me being aware of my surroundings, because as I am talking here and glancing, I'm still, okay, my brain can do things. It's cool. But yeah, I look in the mirror and I think, I love purple. I love that my hair is purple. And these seeds, these are newish too, okay? A few months now, but light purple. And they look kind of pink, okay? But when I ordered them, it said light purple. I love purple, okay? Let me show you my friend here, who's sitting here. She is the color of my seeds, okay? This is Espeon, and she's a Pokemon, and I love her, and she's always been my favorite one. And it's cool because Espeon is a psychic type, and she's yeah, okay, so Eevee, little cutie guy Eevee. I mean, if you know Pokemon, you might know Eevee. She's a little brown, little cutie girl or guy, whatever. And she is unique because she can evolve into all of the different types: a water type, a grass type, electric type, you name it, she can do it, and she just needs certain requirements in order to evolve into that state. Yeah, so Espeon is one of them. They all have Eon at the end of them, like Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Leafeon, Sylveon, Umbreon. Yeah, there's so many new ones they're coming up with these days. Ah, shoot. There's a lot of different exits here coming up. And I hope my maps pops up here soon at the top so I don't have to end this just to see where I'm going. But, okay, I'll be good. I got this. Okay, but Espeon, ESP. ESP, you know what that stands for? Extra sensory perception. And she's psychic type. And it's like, I was a little girl, and I just loved her, and I didn't know why. But it's funny now as an adult, like looking at the things I was attracted to and interested in, and that like I found like connection to, like I didn't even know, but I did, because I do feel like I have heightened sensory, like input into things that I feel like anyone can develop if they strengthen that muscle and learn to listen better. But not many people want to do that because it's or know how to or whatever, because it is comes with its own curse, and that with extra sensitivity and heightened sensitivity and awareness, it's a lot to process and interact with. That's not always fun or easy, okay? So but yeah, finding a good grounding protective practice for myself has been good, and somatically, like in the body, finding safety, security, so that I'm not moved and overwhelmed by all the different things I'm taking in, because it can be a lot. It can be a lot of stuff. But anywho, okay, yeah, so that's fun and new and different, and I like that I did that. And it's really awesome that we each have like an avatar body that we get to just adorn and decorate and make whatever we want to be. Like I can wear whatever I want to every day. You know, maybe yeah, with a certain job you have whatever, but like even then, like we can change our lives. We're like living in a video game, and we get to choose. There we go, I got that notification telling me where to go. We get to just choose to live and be and say and do what we want. And yes, there are certain restrictions sometimes, but generally we have more power than we even want to admit and to actualize sometimes, because it feels like, for me at least, it's a lot of responsibility knowing you have so much power, and that can feel a little overwhelming sometimes. So it almost feels easier and safer to play small and just not do all the, you know, just hide away, you know. But we don't have any more time for that, okay? We all need to step up, rise up, and get the frick up and do the things that we came here to do as leaders, as you know, guides for people who are not as far down their path, or you know, but like we all have the capacity and the innate like connection and knowing. It's just a matter of nurturing it, and it does take. Oh, that's a policeman. I gotta slow down a little bit. I'm going at great speed limit right now. Oh shit. But the only thing is, if they there's so many rules and things that I feel like are so silly in ways where, like, yes, okay, we got to be up to date with certain things, okay? Yeah. But for people who are already struggling to keep up, it's like when you can't keep up and you get behind and then you get fined and penalized for being behind even more, and not even just with like this kind of stuff with my car, but like anything financially, it's like it builds and compiles, and it just gets worse and harder a lot of times for people. So it's rough out here for a lot of people's, and it's just rough, period, even if it's not as bad. You know, like there's just things we have to confront and struggle through to be on this planet, and I do believe that doesn't always need to be that way, but right now it is, and so we gotta work with what we got and do the best with what we have. And yeah, so yeah, that's what I got. Some of what I got. I've got a lot. I got like infinite things I can say. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I am getting close to my client, so I'm gonna need to ramp this up here shortly. I don't know why or when or how this started with me just talking in accents. You know, just whenever. I don't premeditate on doing the accent when it comes out. It just literally like happens, and I like it, but I don't know. I don't choose to do it, and I don't know. I'm just acknowledging that. That there's so many different characters and parts and pieces of the whole experience, right? In any book or film or story, there are multiple characters that are different archetypes and very different from each other, right? And this whole story wouldn't be as complete or entertaining if there wasn't diversity or variety, right? Right. What? Agree with me? No, you don't have to agree with me, but I am just whatever. So as individuals, we have many parts and pieces within us, right? Right. Okay. So it's good to explore those parts and to freely express and play with these different parts. You know, there's like, it's just more fun when we play through life. And I think the accents for me is a way of adding a little flair, fun, and play into something. And also, maybe my subconscious is like, this is a part of your psyche that's like coming through, because it's maybe also, I've noticed I do try to keep things feeling lighter and intense things, like where if I say something a certain way, it feels better. And it might be something intense and uncomfortable that I don't want to say, so I'll just say it in a fun way, and then it's like, oh, a little more digestible, receivable, or whatever. So that's the thing, and maybe it's my evolution coping mechanism to better come into the world and hopefully be heard. And you know, it's funny, I can do it here on these videos and with friends, but in a deeper, intimate, close relation, I've had a history of not always expressing myself in the gentlest, kindest way. I can get very direct, very harsh, a little bit prickly in my presentation, because there's an emotional charge, okay? Right now, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fun, okay? Yeah, when things get deep and close and there's a wound there and someone accidentally pokes it, you know? Like, I know you know, because either you've been like that or you've gotten that. It's been both ways. There's no way you have not acted out or have been on the other receiving end of somebody who is acting out of a pain or a wound, okay? I know this, all right? I know things. So, and there's a lot I don't know also, but I do know certain things, and I do know that. Yeah, okay, so maybe someone could say, oh, you're autistic ADHD and you're stimming or whatever, and yeah, perhaps, maybe I am neurodivergent for sure. I'm wired in a weird way, but honestly, what is normal, and is anybody wired normally? Like, or is it a trauma response to fit in and be more socially accepted or whatever? Like, I don't know what is neuronormal. We all have our own inner world, inner complexities and dialogue and layers, and yeah, we're all wired so differently, but I mean, is this a natural byproduct of exposure to the modern age and all of the different things in the food and water and vaccines and things that I've been injected with and ate and consumed? It's like, is this, I'm just like mutated into something to better navigate all of the stimulation and things, you know, like people often turn certain things into like an illness or a like a problem or something, but if we actually understand like where it comes from and why it's there, it's not, I don't feel like it's almost like it just makes sense, you know. Not to say that these things don't, you know, it's good to define things, I guess, to understand them and relate with people, but I think nowadays I'm seeing so many people finding almost too much comfort in diagnoses and labels and definitions and identifications to present themselves and then to relate to others, which can be helpful to a certain point, but I think it can also be problematic when we are too dependent on all these words and labels and blah 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 boxes to say I am this and this is me, and it's like, yeah, okay, but you're so much more than that too, and that's like doing a disservice almost to the wholeness of what you are, to define yourself as just this one thing and then to limit yourself maybe in that perspective or whatever. Just some more thoughts and feelings for you, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, it just makes me a little uneasy sometimes how I see people normalizing certain things or not, or maybe instead of normalizing them, but I don't know, it almost feels like it's cool and normal nowadays to be more like strange and weird, or like it's like, which is good that where people are finding more acceptance and openness and I don't know, this is a whole spiel. I'm on my soapbox here. I don't know. I just, you know what, just be yourself, okay? Just be yourself. And I'm getting a phone call that I do need to answer, and I'm about to be my client. So that's what I'm going to end this video on, is just be yourself, love yourself, know yourself, nurture your inner child through play, creativity, expression, honesty, authenticity. You know, moments to slow down and exist and be in the body and release and cry and shake and move and whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to look or sound great. Who the frick cares anymore? I still do sometimes, but it's better to not care as much and just be true to you, because we need more people just being themselves and being weird and being whatever they want to be. I'm sorry, that didn't sound very good. I'm working on that. Actually, that wasn't new. That was an improv song right there. But I'm working on my voice, and there's time and place for everything to be more serious and stuff. And right now I'm being silly, and I'm gonna go now. But